Hello, this was day 10 of training and my mic did not get fully plugged in. Totally my fault. So there's no audio on this. So I'm going to cut this video down. It originally was 22 minutes long and I will not be voicing it over for 20 minutes, but I will be sharing some important parts with you. The first thing I'm working on with him is his sticky feet, of course, getting him to catch up and be next to me. And then I work a little bit on the halts and the backing up. So what I have right now is the sending position, and I have my one stick kind of put back near the hind end, and I'm going to first ask with my body language, and then I will tap for him to catch up. And I want him to be walking softly next to me with no tension on that lead rope. I don't want him behind me. That's where those freezers can get a little bit more stuck. I really want him right up next to me. So I'll let a little bit of this play, and if he trots, that's totally fine. I just asked him to come forward, so I'm not going to immediately correct that. I'm also working on my halts and backups, so if he goes past me when I ask him to stop, I'm going to go ahead and back him up, just as a little bit of a correction. Someone asked in the comments section on one of his videos about freezing horses and sticky feet, and they said they would rather have a horse that freezes than one that bolts. And I did respond to this comment, but I feel like this is an interesting thing to talk about. I think a horse that moves forward is a lot safer than one that freezes. And the reason is you lose all communication with that horse. If they are stuck standing still, then you're kind of at their will for when they're going to move and walk off, versus if you have one that is bolting. Again, I don't want a bolter either, but if you're trying to have you pick between the two, you at least have forward movement to work with and try to unlock the feet. So the goal is to be able to give these horses tools to understand how to work and function, when they get scared, when they get worried, when they feel excited. I don't want to just wait for them to decide. I want to be able to communicate with them and have them know how to answer. So that's why we do all of this work. I'm trying to prep them for situations that aren't as calm as these. You do all of the prep work when they're calm and relaxed so that when you are often moving forward and something catches their eye, they can kind of tune back into what you were asking and understand what it means. But yeah, a horse that is frozen is no good. You have complete disconnect with their brain. I'd rather those feet be moving. That is the essential part to helping your horse relax, is being able to redirect that energy. So that's why I'm really adamant on working on the sticky feet process. I also am working on the leading on both sides. A lot of domestic horses are only led on the one side, and I don't think that's all that great for them. So I might as well start these guys early with not letting them know the difference and have them feel pretty equal on both sides. His backup is getting a lot better and smoother as well. The next thing I focused on with him was a little bit of shoulder control and movement. I also worked on him bending off the rib cage and keeping that nose turned in towards me. I'll show a little bit of that here, but just a lot of work getting those shoulders unstuck and getting him to move off of that pressure away from me. Pretty much what we've been working on this whole time, just a lot more of that. Right here is working on moving off the rib cage. I actually have a video I'll be uploading within a week or two talking about this specific exercise and how it correlates to undersaddle and how it's one of the most important things that your horse can know. So every time he is taking that nose out in a way, that is a moment of him taking all the softness back in his body. So what this is doing is I'm starting to teach him that on his side, whether it's with a stick or my leg, if I'm asking him to bend out and move around, I want that nose in and soft towards me. Where they usually get stuck initially is either they can go forward but their nose is out, or they're moving off the stick bending in towards you, but all of that forward momentum is lost. So you see me working on the aspects of that there. The lead rope helps with bend, and the stick helps with the rib cage moving out, as well as forward momentum if we start to lose that. So I do a little bit of work with this on both sides. After I felt happy with that progress, we moved over to tacking up Western. So Pretty much the same, just a lot heavier to work with. But he did not seem to mind, so I'll kind of skim through that, show you guys a few bits and pieces there. I did a little desensitizing, lifting the saddle up on each side, making sure he was okay with the weight and feeling of it going up on his side. And then I went ahead and put it on. Of course, the pad slipped a little bit, so I had some adjustments I needed to make, but he was pretty good, not really reactive at all to it. I mean, the most he did was just look at it there and then slowly take a step back, which reminded me the other thing we worked on, because we know the past he wore the surcingle twice in the English saddle once, and every time when I girth him up, he just does this very slow backup. And I told y'all I was going to wait to start correcting it, and today was the day. So you'll see me just put my hand on that lead rope a couple times and ask him either to stop or even take a step forward if he keeps going. And what I'm doing is just trying to say, like, hey, that's not the answer. We're just looking for still feet. He's just trying to give different answers right now. He's not really sure what he's doing. But he was pretty good and pretty easy to correct. That's about it. How many times he went backwards? It took me a hot second to get the cinch on just because for some reason the rear cinch was tied to the front loop on the front cinch. I don't know. My saddle had a weird rigging and he was very patient while I was messing around with it. So this is his first time moving with Western tack. It's a lot bulkier, a lot noisier, it weighs more, and he did a pretty good job if I do say so myself. I was not getting enough forward movement, so I switched over to the flag, and you know the drill. I am going to ask him to walk, trot, and canter now with the tack on. Something I like to do is have them feel all of the gates, at least that very first time that they have that saddle on, and he's never had on that rear cinch before. And I did get a tiny little bit of sass from him, and I think it was because he was a little bit lazy and didn't feel like cantering, and I was really pushing the canter. I think it's going the other direction where he kind of just like gives one little kick. Oh, there's a little bit of sass right there. Very much effort put into it. He's very proud of it. But yeah, no complaints. He wasn't worried about the saddle. He was kind of just moving about as if he's done it a bunch. Yeah, so a little bit of walk, trot, canter. And then I went on to do just a little bit of desensitizing with the saddle. Instead of doing the padding and the stirrup slapping today, there was the sass. I put a rope on the stirrup, and what I do is both in motion and stationary, as long as they've had some in motion desensitizing already. I will take the rope on the stirrup, and as they're moving, I will pull it and let it go and pull it and let it go. And what I'm doing is just seeing how they feel about that reaction of it kind of banging on their side and the vision of it coming up. He also is really cute and likes to jump his hay bale. That's what that was. But yeah, unconcerned about the stirrup moving on his side, which was great. He really is just a mellow dude who wants to hang out with you and be happy. And again, I'm really sorry about the audio. Had to voice over it like I did years ago, and I'm sure it's not great not having any background noise, but thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will keep y'all updated on him. His videos might start going down to not every single session, but just highlight videos. Stay tuned for more, and let me know if you're interested in this sweet boy.